Hey there, besties. Welcome to Girly Pop Probs with K and L. We are your hosts, Kelly
and Laurel.
and we are so happy you're here.
Hello, everybody. We are back
Yo.
again. What's new?
Good to see you.
Every Monday. Okay, guys, this week we are talking about how to survive the holidays.
Because we all know it's difficult.
This episode we have been talking about for quite a while, and we were going to do this. We'll probably do another one right before Christmas.
Yeah.
But we want to start it now because holidays are crazy. The holiday season is insane. And I feel like I would have loved to had something to listen to years ago.
Yeah.
About surviving the holidays with family.
Yeah.
Especially when you're married.
Yes.
Or dating.
It's a different ballgame when you're married or dating somebody seriously.
Yes.
So, yeah. We have literally been talking about this, like you said, since I think the beginning. Like,
yes.
when we were brainstorming ideas.
Because we literally started in January. And as we know, November and December are like the big holidays.
Yeah. And they get crazy. So,
yeah.
Cool.
Kelly, let me know what you do. What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Well, for Thanksgiving, I have taken over hosting of Thanksgiving the last 2 holiday seasons. So as of right now, my plans are to host my family and Tyler's family. We will have everyone over. I'll cook and we'll just hang out. And then special this year, we are going to go to the movies afterwards because my favorite Broadway musical is coming out with a movie, and we're going to go see it as a family on Thanksgiving night. Well, not the whole family. Those that actually care. Like my mom, my mother-in-law, my husband, my Nana. Yeah, we're all going to go.
Fine.
Yeah, so Wicked, if you didn't know, is coming out with a movie, and I'm so excited. I've actually never seen the musical. Fun fact. Wow. It is my favorite movie or my favorite musical. I've read the script probably like 7 or 8 times. So,
oh my gosh.
So I'm incredibly excited to go see the movie.
That's so exciting.
But yeah, I literally just went on like a little rant about that. I am so excited. They just released tickets. So now I'm just trying to like navigate the timing as to what I'm doing.
Buy them soon.
Yeah. Because Thanksgiving is a very popular day to go to the movies.
Yeah.
Because they release like movies on Thanksgiving that are supposed to come out on Friday, so you can like go see them on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And stuff.
That's so fun.
But I remember when my brother worked at the movie theater, it was super busy.
I believe it.
So
I actually remember when the Justin Bieber movie came out on Thanksgiving. His first movie. Did I go see it? Absolutely.
I should watch it every year. Absolutely.
I counted how many times I've seen the movie, and I like tallied it. So it's been.
You still have the tally?
No, it's been a long time, and I've seen it more since then. But I used to tally it. It was like 129 or something like that.
Oh my
times
God.
I had seen it. Something like it was crazy.
Big fan.
Big fan. But we all know that. Anyways, we're hosting Thanksgiving also for the first time, and I'm excited because we actually have like space to do it. And yeah, I don't know. So that's the thing. Like, Kelly's been hosting for a couple years now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like I'm learning from Kelly. I've watched kind of the last few years and like what you've done. And it's admirable because like, but I have a lot of people in my family.
Yeah.
Right.
And
so
a
like
lot more than I do.
It gives me a little bit of anxiety because like we're all, people are stuck in their ways. People do the same holiday traditions year after year. And that's great. They're traditions. It's for a reason. But at the same time, like we do holidays at my grandma's house. My grandma is tired. Like we're doing Christmas at her house, Mm-hmm. So I'm not doing it just because it sounds fun that we could like host for a year because it might just be chaotic.
Yeah.
With kids and everything. But like I want to help her out too because Christmas is a month later, less than a month later.
That's the hard thing because I also host Christmas and that it's hard to host both back to back because it's literally like 2.5, 3 weeks in between, not even. And
Yeah, 3 weeks ish.
yeah, like it's difficult. So that's so nice. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah,
to
I'm
host.
excited because then we have a place for the kids to play, and because there'll be 5 kids with the cousins, and it'll be good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Hopefully it goes well.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll talk before then.
I'm
if you
sure.
need help with
Thank you.
anything, let me know.
Well, and one thing that's really important that me and Kelly were discussing earlier is make sure you have a menu.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to start making a menu now so that I can delegate tasks to people or what I want made. So like my brother, he kind of already volunteered himself to make barbecue because he always makes barbecue and it's good. So go for it.
Yeah.
You know,
Tradition.
Hopefully my grandma will make her mac and cheese because her mac and cheese is good.
Right. Yeah.
The best.
I always put people on like delicate tasks to them that I know they make it well.
Exactly.
Like always. Like my mother-in-law always makes really good deviled eggs, so I always put her on deviled egg duty.
Like I've been getting delegated for the last couple of years with buffalo chicken dip.
You do make some good buffalo chicken dip though.
So I'll make it as well. But, you know, I don't want to go overboard because I know in my head, I'm like, I'll do it all. And then I'll be stressed as heck the day of.
Yeah, I've done both. I've done it all by myself, and like my mom will bring like a few things, and I've done the delegation. I don't know. I've gone both ways because it's a smaller group. Mm-hmm. Like I mean, between all the families, I think it's like 15 people.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit more depending on who shows. But like for you, that's just like the basics of your family. Like it's the basics of your family tree. You know, 15 people is not, you have way more than I do.
Yeah. And especially if like certain other family members come, like it just, I never know. Mm-hmm. I need to get a head count soon though.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I always recommend if you're hosting, start with a head count, make that menu, figure out what you want to have. And then when people are asking you what to bring, then you already know what you want them to bring, you know?
Well, like even my little sister, she's like, I'm the baby. I don't want to cook. I was like, then bring sodas.
Yeah.
You know, like it's easy, but bring it. People want to drink them and pick it up from the store.
But the delegations, you have to delegate it to people that are going to be on time.
Yes.
Because that is my biggest pet peeve.
Yes.
When I delegate a dish or a side to you and we're already eating and you still haven't shown up, like, no. Bye-bye.
Agreed. Yeah.
But yeah, like I always make cheesecake. That's something like I always make. But I mean, I make a lot of things because a lot of the people that come to my house are either going to multiple houses and like it's hard to bring stuff when you do that, or they're just old and they don't want to cook anything. That's why they come to my house. I kind of
wanted to learn your like the cheesecake you made last year.
We can make one. We can make like time's running out. We can make like a demo one, or I could send it to you.
Yeah, please do. Because I want to. Ugh,
are you talking about the Little Debbie cheesecake? That thing was fire.
Looks so good.
Maybe I'll make a TikTok this year of it. I tried to last year. My phone died. I was mad, and then I gave up.
I also wanted to do like an Oreo cheesecake, but and a cinnamon roll cheesecake.
Just cheesecake is just the bomb.
So good.
So good. But yeah, I always recommend having a plan in place as well. Like I know it's crazy when we're recording this, it's not Halloween yet. But it's going to be Halloween in a few days or like in a few weeks. Yeah. I've been planning like Thanksgiving since July. Mm-hmm. I've been having the conversations with my mom. My brother wanted to host Thanksgiving. No offense to him. He is probably not the best host. He would have to have everybody bring stuff. Like just because he's just not that organized when it comes to the kitchen. And like I was putting these things in place prior, so everybody knew ahead of time.
Well, and he just moved and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. Yeah.
No shame to my brother, but I'm also the only girl, so like I just feel like it fits.
You're a little
better.
more organized.
Like somebody would have to be at his house at the butt crack of dawn if he was going to host Thanksgiving. But anyway, I've been planning like for weeks what we were going to do. Having those conversations with my spouse because we try to do a joint Thanksgiving. We try to do joint Christmas. It doesn't always work. We've done it. But, you know, Christmas is hard. It's one of those things.
Christmas is so hard with families. So, like, if you're in a relationship, dating, engaged, or married, it's hard. Let's be for real. Let's be honest for a second. It's hard. Ever since we started dating, it has been difficult, especially when you're older. Like when you're in high school, it's like whatever. But
yeah,
when
it's
you're
like obviously I'm spending Thanksgiving and Christmas with
my family. Exactly.
Like I don't need to go to your house for Thanksgiving or Christmas. But once you get into like a serious relationship, it's difficult.
It's so hard. And it's like then marriage, especially because even when you're dating, it's like you still want to go to each other's, but you can go to your families and then go to his families and it's like not a big deal.
And you don't have to be on time. Like you can come like at some point. Like they understand that you have a family. But it's so weird. Like when you get married, it shifts.
You do it together.
And it's hard. Yeah, because you're going to, but like your parents also want to see your spouse and like they're vice versa.
Yeah. It's a united
front.
Yeah. And it's freaking hard because if both of your families live in the same state as you, same area, within an hour of each other, I'd say. This is the hard part. Yeah. Some people are like, it sucks. Like my family lives here and his family lives here. And I'm like, honestly, I sometimes prefer that. One holiday I'll go there. The next holiday I'll go here.
Right.
Because then it's like, no one's expecting you to be there. Like my sister lives in California. We know she's not coming home for any holiday besides Christmas. This year, she's not even going to be there for Christmas. Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
We just found out. Well, hopefully my family knows by now.
Well, it'll be a few weeks anyway.
That's what I'm saying by now.
By now, they'll know.
Yeah, they're going to come before Christmas. But like on Christmas Day, Charles is getting deployed a few days after Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
And so they have to be in the state of California the day before Christmas because flights and everything gets crazy during holidays.
Makes sense.
So
are y'all
she's
doing like an early Christmas?
I told her because I think I'm the only one that knows so far.
At this point,
I told her, let's do a mini Christmas, where we still do the food, we do some gifts. We don't have to open all of ours, but like just so one of those, they feel like comfortable and that they feel like it's also their Christmas because that's hard. My sister's never missed a family Christmas, like she's a family person. And so
living across country is hard.
Yeah, but it happens. And we've been talking like off and on, for the last couple of years since they've been not here. And she's like, yeah, but sometimes it's kind of nice. Like no one expects me to be there for Easter or Thanksgiving because you can't come home for every holiday.
Yeah. The expectations are easier.
Exactly. So like, let's say your families live in different states and you live in one state, you choose, or you just don't go at all, you know, and you just go do Christmas and whatever. But anyways, long story short, I feel like when both of your families live in the same area, it is hard because you're choosing between your family and his family. And it's like, how do you choose? Because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings.
Which we've all done. Many times. For my family, for instance, I have a huge family, as Kelly says. The tradition has been there for a long time. A long time. No one has really broke the tradition in my family, know? But you know what? I have more sisters that are getting married one day. Yeah. And at some point, it is going to be different. Right now, our family is able to make it work. But my husband is an only child. His mom wants to see her kid on holidays. Right. Which makes sense. And so it's hard because it's one of those things. It's like you have to figure it out. Yeah, you go. Because I'll get into the kids thing in a second.
I was going to say. But yeah, it's difficult. And of course, like if you don't host, you're operating off of other people's time. So like every year before we started hosting, my mom would be like, okay, yeah, I want to host. We're going to do Thanksgiving lunch or whatever the case may be. And then I'll talk to my mother-in-law and she's like, oh, I'm also going to do Thanksgiving lunch. Yes. And then I'm like, not trying to be mean, but I'm like, can one of y'all switch to dinner? And then they're like, why are you so exhausted? Why are you so full when you get to my house? Well, Karen. Well, obviously neither of my parents or my mother-in-law or my mom's names are Karen. That's why I use that. Okay, well, Karen,
I am forced to go to one of these other houses first, and then it's rude if I don't eat.
Yep.
But then it's rude to you if I eat there because now I'm full at your house. Like,
Yes.
and it's so hard. When we moved to Bluffton, it was like a blessing in disguise. The first Thanksgiving we were down there, we actually didn't come home for Thanksgiving, which was sad. But I invited everybody to us, and they didn't want to come, so that's on them.
Yeah.
But it was nice. Like we did steak, and like my friend Chelsea came from Charleston. She drove down to Beaufort, and actually at that point we were living in Beaufort. And like we did like a little Thanksgiving at our house, and I don't know. It's just when you live more than an hour, you can kind of get away with it, especially if you have to work. But when we lived down there and we'd have to drive 2 hours back and forth, it was a pain. Like, I love my family and I love my husband's family. But getting up at 6 a.m. to drive home for this one day and then driving back because I have to work the next morning is not ideal.
No.
I will do it. Did I want to? No. But I did. And I think that parents put like this pressure on their children for no reason. And gosh, I could go on and on about like, I get it that you want to see your kid, but you also have to remember what it was like when you met their other parent, and what it was like. And I actually had this conversation with my mom. Shout out Pam. I had this conversation with her like a few years ago. I was like, well, what did you do? And she's like, we did what you're doing. We went to both houses. Like, and I just think that these days, like, life is changing, and millennials, Gen Z, like, we are making our parents realize that it's okay. I know you want to see me, but it's okay if I miss a holiday every once in a while. And especially working in the industry I work in, the holidays is the most stressful time at work too. So I'm like, I'm stressed at work. I'm stressed at home. I'm stressed 24/7. Yeah. So that's my little tidbit on that. But like Laurel said, adding grandkids to the mix is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, I feel like when we had Jax, so we had him November 25th, right around Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving actually. And Christmas is exactly a month later. So I'm like, Christmas with a newborn and a traumatic birth that I'm still healing from. Yay. Like, you know, and of course we did the thing. We go do brunch at my mother-in-law's and do Christmas there. Then we go to my family's, do Christmas there. And it's like, okay, that first year drained me. And I literally looked at my husband and I was like, we've got to figure out something. Because this sucks. It sucks. Why is it on the people that have the kids, the young kids? Why are we traveling multiple places on holidays? It's frustrating. And anyways, like I was saying, my family's set in their ways. And I always felt like both families were doing it at the same time every year. And I'm like, y'all. But it's hard because I have 500 people in my family. Yeah. It's like when that's something that's been done for years and years and years, it's hard to change. Granted, do I think they could change it? Yeah. You got to do what you got to do. But one person like me versus my whole entire family wanting to do this exact time, it's kind of hard, you know? So here's the compromise that you've got to make. You've got to decide, are you going to do both families? Are you going to do your own family within your household? Or are you going to do one family one day and the other family the next? So like, I think it was the second year, the next Christmas, I told my mother-in-law and my mom, I said, look, I'm not doing this. I'm not going back and forth to multiple houses on Christmas. I'm not doing it. So.
Especially with kids, because you're toting around gifts. You're toting around your child, like everything that you have to like bring, if you have to bring their pack and play because that person's house that you're at doesn't have like a place for them to take a nap or like, it's a lot.
It's a long day. Yeah. And then not to mention like when they're getting a little older, like my kids are toddler age now. So like they are getting gifts from Santa in the morning. So they wake up, they get gifts, then they go to someone's house, they get gifts, they go to someone's house, they get gifts. Like it is non-stop. And we had to make that decision. Like, okay, someone gets Christmas Eve, then the other people get Christmas, and then we flop it every year. And it's like, it sucks because my kids in that area will miss holidays with their cousins or Christmas with their cousins every other year because their cousins are not going to be there on Christmas Eve. But you have to make sacrifices and compromises in a marriage and in families, and someone's always going to be upset about it. Now, I will say, my mother-in-law did Christmas Eve 2 years ago, and last year she said the same thing. Let's just do Christmas Eve again, which was very kind of her. This year, I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm just waiting. I think after Thanksgiving, is when we'll be like, okay, what's going on? What are we going to do?
Right.
So we can figure it out. Granted, now we live 3 doors down from my mother-in-law. So things are also a little different. She can come over and have breakfast with us on Christmas morning.
Right.
And see the kids open their gifts from Santa and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's a little bit easier in that aspect now, I feel like. But most people don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
So when you as a parent make those compromises, sacrifices, and decisions, you need to stick to them. Do not be telling someone one year, this is what it's going to be. We're not going to come until 4:00 on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And you're going to have us from 4 to 6, and that's it. But then the next year, you are there from 2 to 9 or whatever. I love my family. But I notice, because we are a big family, we are family people, we would spend the entire day together. And that's fine when we were kids.
Yeah.
But like I said, now I have my own kids. Other people in our family have their own kids. And when I was a kid, we did that. We sat at our house. We opened Christmas gifts in the morning. And then later in the day, we went to my grandma's, And we either did Christmas with my dad's parents, Christmas Eve, or we did it the next Saturday after Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's just what worked for our family. But you have to find out what works for your family, and you need to be comfortable as the mom, as the dad. You love your parents. You want them to see their grandkids on holidays, but you need your sanity. You need your sanity.
You need your sanity more than.
Yes, more than they need to see their grandkids that they probably see often.
Yeah.
It's one thing, again, living out of town, whole different situation.
Yeah.
Whole different situation. Like, my father-in-law lives in Utah. And maybe one year we'll just go there for Christmas.
Yeah.
And just, because he never gets to see his grandkids on Christmas, or he's always welcome to come here. But, it's like there's things that I feel like when you're dating, you don't realize until you get married.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh crap. And then kids come along, you're like, oh crap.
Yeah. That's why I've kind of loved taking on the hosting of both big holidays because it's guy but I'm sure it'll change at some point. I don't know. It also is interesting for me because I think you guys know this, but I have a baby brother-in-law. So I have a 4-year-old baby brother-in-law. I keep calling him baby. He's not a baby. 4-year-old brother-in-law. But I always throw baby in there because people get confused when I say 4-year-old. They think I'm supposed to say 14-year-old or 40-year-old or something. But anyway, so ever since my mother-in-law had Lincoln, it has been a whole different ball game too. It's she's trying to make sure he has Christmas, just like you're trying to make sure that they get time to open presents from Santa. And it's difficult because my 30-year-old husband is also her child.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I want you to be there while your little brother's opening Christmas presents. And, my brother-in-law, who's 24, she wants him to also be there. And it's difficult. And then, my brother-in-law also has his family, or his parents or his dad's side of the family. And then he's also been remarried again. So he has 4 houses to go to on Christmas. And I applaud that kid because every year he makes time for every single house. But he's also a single guy.
But he's probably exhausted.
Oh, I know he's got to be. And
sorry, not to cut you
No,
off,
you're
but I
fine.
just want to say this, like, before I forget, as a parent to people our age, 20s, 30s, as a parent, have a little bit of respect for your children, please.
Mm-hmm.
And have a little bit of like understanding of like, you can only be here for an hour. That sucks. I'd love to see you more, but I understand.
Yeah.
You
I've
have
been in your shoes before.
Exactly.
Like, do not forget that. Like, don't forget that you've been 25 years old, freshly married, or, you know, you've been
Or not. And
not married, you know, like or dating. Like, there's just so many things.
like, we want to make everyone happy, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
We cannot kill ourselves to make everyone else happy, because then we're the miserable ones. And trust me, you and I both have spent many holidays being miserable because we're not doing what we want to do.
No.
We're doing what everyone else wants us to do, and we're their puppets.
Yeah. Literally, it feels like we're puppets.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the amount of arguments that we've gotten in over holidays, I'm like, well, your mom said this. And he's like, your mom said this. And then you said this. And it turns into a whole battle. And it's supposed to be about spending time with family. And, you know, it's not that all the time.
It's like, what do you go around the table? What are you thankful for? I don't know what I'm thankful for.
I'm thankful that I made it through today.
Yeah. I'm thankful to sit for 5 seconds.
Yeah. So, but just like
I don't want that.
Yeah. As you're going into this holiday season, Thanksgiving being the nearest holiday once you hear this, just give yourself grace. Have a plan. You know, obviously by the time you're listening to this, if you're hosting, you hopefully already have a plan. Yeah, you know how many people are coming to your house, or a guesstimation, you know. And just take it easy. Take it slow. It's okay. As I tell, because I work in the food and beverage industry, I always tell people, well, when I used to work for the steakhouse chain, I always used to say, it's just steak and potatoes. It's just turkey and potatoes. Like, it's okay. It's if the mac and cheese doesn't come out of the oven at the right time, it's okay.
Yeah.
If your cheesecake, this happened to me last year because I make cheesecake, like I said, my cheesecake was like all bubbly on the top, and I was like, oh, it looks so ugly. Like, it's okay. It's just a cheesecake. It's going to taste the exact same. Okay. So just like remember that
That's good.
your family loves you. If you're hosting, there's a reason that they're coming to your house because it's a good gathering space. So just,
it's not going to be perfect.
It's not
It never is, you know, and just enjoy it. Have fun, play games.
yeah.
Have a good time. Genuinely just have a good time, and don't let other people bring you down. And just, if someone last minute is like, hey, I can't come, that sucks. We'll miss you.
Yeah, literally.
You know, like, I will never make someone feel bad for not being able to come, because life happens and life is crazy. And I want to remember this in 18 years. Kelly, remind me, when my kids are older and they're starting to, you know, maybe 18 to 20, but starting to date, let's just say even. And they're like, hey, I want to go to my girlfriend's parents' house. Okay. Hey, I want to go to my boyfriend. Okay. Obviously, would love to see you. I don't want to put pressure on them, though, because at the end of the day, like, it's their life. They're going to grow up. They're not marrying me. They're not marrying my husband. You know, like, they are marrying their partner.
Yeah.
And that's who I truly wholeheartedly believe that, like, when you're coming in as a united front, you and your spouse, that is
all you need.
All the difference.
Yeah.
And it's all you need. So be united with your partner, your spouse. If you have kids, stand strong in what, you know, the expectations that you put down and the boundaries that you place. But other than that, just have fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy the holidays. Don't stress it so hard.
Yeah. And just one more tidbit before I think we're going to sign off is what I was about to say. If you are not hosting or you're not going to somebody's house and your family is choosing to go out to eat on Thanksgiving or Christmas, there's places that are open, you know, just remember to have patience.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I have worked in this food and beverage industry for forever. It feels like actually almost a decade. Crazy. And I've worked at places that have been open on Thanksgiving, and I've worked at places that give you the time off. Just remember to have grace and just remember, like, if you're going to get that coffee in the morning because Starbucks is open and you're waiting in line and the barista is just taking forever. Just remember that they are sacrificing their time to be with their family to be here to make your cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to this nice restaurant and your reservation is at X time and it's 15 minutes past that time, just remember that there's probably a family at that table enjoying their meal with their family, and you have no idea what they're going through. This could have been the first Thanksgiving without their grandfather. And like, I saw it last year, literally saw it in at one of my tables. They were there for a long time, and my manager had to like ask them, like, hey, it's still Thanksgiving. You kind of need to. And they were like, well, this is the first year that like we haven't had either of our grandparents, and we just wanted to celebrate them, and like they always hosted or whatever. So you just don't know what people are going through. No. So just remember that, because I feel like people get very antsy.
Yeah.
You know, we'd even talk about Black Friday shopping. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But just remember that people are sacrificing their own time to be there for you. And I hope you enjoy your meal, and I hope you enjoy your cup of coffee. Like, those businesses choose to stay open.
Tip them well.
Tip them well.
I mean, like Kelly said, they're sacrificing their time with their families. It might not have even been an option to them to work or not. Yeah. And you know how many people that, like, I mean, and this goes for nurses and hospital staff and all that kind of stuff as well. Like, I mean, policemen, firefighters, all of that. It's all under the same wavelength of, like, they don't have the choice.
Yeah.
They are told, you're going to be here on Christmas Day. You're going to be here on Thanksgiving Day. Sucks. Yeah. Enjoy it. So be kind to everyone, even stores. I know some stores are open. Just be kind. And that's the thing with Black Friday is, like, some Black Friday shopping starts Thanksgiving Day. And that's taking away people's time with their families.
So just remember that, though. Like, I'm not going to say, like, people say, oh, I can't believe you went to go get a cup of coffee on Thanksgiving. Okay, but they're open.
They're open, so tip them well.
If they're not if they're open and we're just all not going there, like, there's no point. Just take care of them and just be gracious.
Be kind, yeah. Say thank you. You know, I don't know. And then,
what am I thankful for? The Starbucks barista.
Yeah. And then the last thing that I wanted to say on top of that is, if you are going to someone's house and you are not hosting, always ask, what can I do? What can I bring? If you're like, no, you're good, be like, no, what can I bring to help lighten your load? Because chances are the person hosting is exhausted, and they could use even, a dessert. Or, okay, are you sure you can make broccoli? Cool. Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, you know?
You could literally bring a frozen bag of broccoli, throw it in the microwave.
Yeah. Just, you know.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Lighten up, have fun, and
be thankful.
Yeah. But we'll, I'm sure, get into a Christmas episode, but we wanted to, you know, as the holidays are approaching, bring this in, have someone's going to need to hear this, because like I said,
we needed to hear it.
Yeah. And it's okay to tell yourself and your spouse or partner, hey, what if we just do it on our own? No. It's okay. But be a united front.
Yeah, be a united front. Be ready.
Don't let your spouse be going to his family and being like, well, she wants to do this, but I don't really want it. No. Let's stay united. Yeah. So, happy holidays, guys.
Yeah. Let the holiday season begin.
Ooh, Christmas. Yay. Can't wait to decorate for Christmas.
Yes. It's time.
Can you see this sweater? It's very Christmassy.
Well, we will talk to you next Monday.
Signing off.
Thank you, besties, for joining us. Go check out our latest TikTok and comment what you want to hear us talk about next. See you again next time. Bye.